I think the Baltimore Ravens have one of the best teams in the NFL right now, but there's one thing that could hold them back this year. And I'll tell you exactly what that is in just a second, but super quick, massive shout out to Ninja Dude for the suggestion of today's video. Go drop him a sub. Their link is in the description. And if you want a shout out just like that one, all you gotta do is let me know what team to do next. And then of course I'll rebuild the team you want me to, give you your shout out, and it helps me know what y'all want to see, so it's a win-win-win. But I'm glad y'all have been enjoying these rookie rebuilds so much. We easily destroyed the like and sub goal on the last video, so let's shoot for 130 likes on this video, just upping it a tiny bit. I know we can easily hit that as long as you listening right now do it, so be sure to drop a like if you enjoy. Helps out a ton, helps push these to more people that might enjoy them. And let's see if we can get to 150 subs now. We're really growing quick again. We're pretty quickly approaching 3,500, so if you want to be an OG, be sure to subscribe. Again, 3,150 subs, and I'll get another one of these rookie rebuilds cooking to come out on Thursday. But last thing, turn on notifications if you want to be one of the first people to ever see these rebuilds and ensure you never miss one. But that's enough plugging. Of course, get your drinks, get your snacks, get whatever you need, and I really hope you enjoy today's video. But let me tell you what I think about this Ravens team. Of course, like I said, I really like this team. I think they have one of the most complete rosters out of any team in the NFL. You obviously got Lamar Jackson back on not too bad of a contract. You have one of the best tight ends in the NFL, one of the best left tackles. You potentially fixed your receiving core and made it a really deep group. And then on defense, you have a good defensive line. You have a really good linebacker room. You have a good safety duo between Marcus Williams and Kyle Hamilton. You have Marlon Humphrey, a really good corner. However, over the last few years, the thing this team has struggled with the most is injuries. There isn't really a player I could point to on this team that hasn't been injured in at least the past few years. I mean, I know there's some, but pretty much every core piece of this team has been hurt for a decent amount of time in the last few years. If this team could stay healthy, if it was like Madden here and you could just turn injuries off, this would potentially be a Super Bowl team. But, you were down to like Anthony Brown last year. I don't even remember who you were down to at running back last year, like Mike Davis or something. I don't know. And obviously you signed Odell, but he's struggled with injury on his own, and apparently this team just has terrible injury luck, so you definitely can't expect him to stay healthy this whole year. I mean, he might, especially if they use him sparingly, but that's really the only thing I don't like about this team. Let's switch it up and be a little more positive here. If this team does stay healthy, you have a lot of players that I have been very high on. I've loved their draft picks. I mean, I loved Rashad Bateman coming out of Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. I thought he was a really good pick in the late first a couple years ago. Hasn't really reached that potential, but maybe could this year. And if he does, it would be an amazing group with obviously Odell and ZAY Flowers, who I haven't even talked about yet, was their first round pick in the draft this year. Obviously speedy guy, ran a kind of disappointing 40, but I do think he is quicker than his 40 times showed. We'll obviously try to get him as many touches as we can. I do like this running back room between J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Just injuries for those two kind of hold him back. The O-line is good. I liked the Andrew Voorhees pick a lot. He fell to the 7th because he tore his ACL at the combine, and he's going to be like 25 by the time he actually gets an opportunity. So we're not going to play him this first year, but I'm assuming Zeitler will retire, so we'll just slide Voorhees in at guard, and that'll work out. I liked the Tyler Linderbaum pick a lot. I thought he was a top 5 player in the draft last year. They got him late first. I think they got him pretty much straight up for Marquise Brown, which I think was good value. And then like I was saying about the defense, I do like a lot of the players here. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen finally had a breakout year last year. The edge group is iffy. I do like David Ojabo. We'll have to figure out who we're going to play there. Marcus Williams is one of the most underrated players in the NFL. I've been saying it for a while. It's just a really complete and good roster. The main thing I don't like about this team, though, is their corner group. I do like that they picked up Rock Ya-Sin. He'll just be the number 2 guy. I think he'll be decent, but if he gets hurt, I don't really know what you're working with there. But overall, on paper, I very much like this team, but that's enough talking about it. I've talked way too much about it. Let's actually get into rebuilding this team. So with that, I'll see y'all at the midseason point of year number 1, assuming there are no like breakout scenarios or anything. Okay, so literally week 1 of the preseason, we have a ZAY mentor rookie scenario. We're gonna go, it is Mark Andrews trying to mentor Isaiah Likely, which, okay, I mean, I would have preferred it was a starter that someone was mentoring, but I guess we'll take it. We'll go long-term development. That's gonna give him superstar dev, which is definitely nice, but like, he's not gonna be a starter anyways. All right, well, thank you, Mark Andrews. Very cool. But we have another improve rookie thing here. Tyler Linderbaum. I guess run blocking. This is a very run-heavy team. I can't remember what our scheme is. Let's go power. I probably guessed wrong, but we'll take it either way. So at the mid-season point of year number 1, we are 4-3. That's not bad. Honestly, I'm surprised we're only an 80 overall. We are up to an 82 now. Okay, I did spend the upgrades. We're up to an 82. I still am surprised it's not higher than that even, but at least we have a winning record here. We're 4-3. We actually have a breakout linebacker. Oh, Dafe Owe. I was thinking inside linebacker. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get a breakout for him. Honestly, you don't hit many breakouts in this game. I mean, sometimes we do, but they're hard to hit for sure. We'll see. And for re-signings, I did make sure that I got every contract here right. These are apparently their expiring contracts for this coming up year, which is like kind of scary for them. This is a good amount of their team. But I do definitely want J.K. Dobbins back. He is interested. 4 years, 19.6 mil. He takes it. Pretty good deal for us, depending on how he plays. We'll see. Justin Madubuike is still only 25. We'll definitely try to bring him back. He is interested. 2 years, 17.6 mil. He takes it. The problem is we're already running low on cap space. We only have 25 more mil to work with. Devin Duvernay, we'll see. He'll be 26. He does have a star dev, but he's only a 77 overall. Patrick Queen, they did draft Trenton Simpson, and he's a very high upside guy, so we'll see. He's not interested either, so honestly, unless he does become like super interested, we probably won't bring him back. Odell, though, how is he doing so far? Only 200 yards and 1 touchdown. I mean, it's not a pass-heavy offense, but still, I don't know if he's worth re-signing. We'll see. I know he's an exciting player, but if he's not playing well and he's going to be expensive, then I don't really want to re-sign him. Rock Yassin, I guess we'll re-sign. 3 years, 17.4 mil. He doesn't take it. Okay, I mean, he's replaceable. He's already 26. Probably isn't going to develop much more than that. So with that, it's just a lot of like backup / replaceable players here. So I'll check if we hit the breakout. If we hit it, I'll show it. If not, then y'all won't see it. So it means we didn't hit it if you don't see it. But let's see how this team can finish, and let's simulate to the playoff. At the end of year number 1, we unfortunately barely missed the playoffs, going 9-8. Really weird division this year. The Steelers and Bengals both missed the playoffs too. While they both have pretty good rosters, I don't really understand what our division was, but fair enough, Madden. For the season stats, Lamar was not super great, honestly. 3,600 yards isn't that good, but it's a run-heavy offense. Only 29 touchdowns, 12 picks. That's not great, especially considering he's getting like 50+ mil per year. That's not great. J.K. Dobbins was also not great. 1,100 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns. I mean, the yards were good, but it was in almost 300 carries. It's only 3.8 yards per carry. That isn't amazing. Lamar, kind of the same deal. 800 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 yards per carry. He was decent in the run game for sure. I mean, for a QB, that was very good, obviously, but by his standards, it was fine. A lot of touchdowns, though. And then receiving, obviously not great numbers here. Mark Andrews was our leading receiver with 831 yards. Only 4 touchdowns, though. Rashad Bateman, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Odell, almost 800 yards, only 3 touchdowns. And Zay Flowers, only 700 yards as a rookie, but 7 touchdowns is decent. Blocking, yeah, pretty much what you would expect. Not a lot of sacks allowed because it's not a very pass-heavy offense. And Kevin Zeitler actually joins the all-castration team. That makes things interesting for sure, because he was going to be the guy that I'm going to let go and then put Andrew Voorhees in at right guard, but if Zeitler's playing well, I mean, I don't know, maybe we should re-sign him. We'll see. I almost forgot to check the defense. I am dead tired. We had 4 players with over 100 tackles. Patrick Queen led the team with 123 tackles for loss. We had 13 from Michael Pierce, 11 from Justin Madubuike, and 10 from David Ojabo. In sacks, 9.5 from Madubuike led the team, 8.5 from Michael Pierce, only 6.5 from Owe, and only 3 from Ojabo. Our interior was effective, but that's about it. And then interceptions, we had 5 each from Roquan Smith and Rock Yassin. It looks like literally every player that needs a contract did well. That's fun. I want to die. Kyle Hamilton had 2, and then a few players had 1. So, interesting year. We'll say that. Jalen Hurts wins MVP here. That's a hell of a top 3. three. Jalen Hurts, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Tua Tagovailoa. That's fun. And Deshaun Watson at 4. And Mac Jones up there. Bryce Young is a rookie. This is fucking cursed. Lamar at number 9, though. Offensive player of the year goes to Jonathan Taylor. Randall Cobb on the Jets up there. Lamar at number 7. Defensive player of the year goes to Khalil Mack. No Ravens. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Michael Mayer. Zay Flowers at number 9. And defensive rookie of the year goes to Will Anderson. Kyle Hamilton at number 2, but he isn't a rookie anymore. David Ojabo at number 7. Same deal. Overall, stats-wise, it was kind of disappointing because literally all of our players that we wanted to do well didn't do well, and the ones that need contracts did well, and as soon as we re-sign them, they're gonna suck. I already know. So let's get into the offseason and let's see what we can do with this team. In the Super Bowl, the Bills take down the Vikings 26-21. The Vikings are either in the Super Bowl or have the number 1 overall pick. It seems like there is literally no in between. They're either amazing or horrible. I don't know why, and I don't know what the deciding factor is there, but I feel like I've never seen them be just meh. They're either just fucking terrible or they're like really good. I don't understand it, but that is how Madden Sim works. You either way underperform or way overperform. But for re-signings here, honestly, this might be weird, but I think we're gonna let Odell go. I just don't want to commit to a receiver that is gonna regress for 4 years, and he's way more expensive than I'm comfortable with, especially because we don't pass the ball much anyways. Gus Edwards, if he's cheap enough, he's pretty cheap. We'll worry about our other players first, but if we have leftover money, we could re-sign him. Rock Ya-Sin was pretty good. He did reject us though, which was weird, but we'll offer player friendly, 4 years, 26.8 mil. He takes it. That works. That's really cheap considering how good he was. Patrick Queen, oh, he's really cheap. 5 years, 28.5 mil. He resigns. Okay, I'm fine with that for sure. I wasn't gonna, but I didn't realize he would be that cheap. Devin Duvernay, I just feel like we could upgrade. I mean, he isn't bad, but he's not gonna ever progress past like an 80 at this point because he's 26. We might re-sign him in free agency if there are no other options, but I definitely want to try to upgrade there. And then everyone else is pretty much just backups here. So with that, we don't have a ton of money to work with, 27 mil, but it's definitely good enough to get at least 1 or 2 good players. Let's see who's available in free agency. I feel like people aren't gonna like that I'm not re-signing Odell, but I feel like I have a valid reason to not commit to a 30-year-old receiver who wasn't that good for 4 years, but I'm sure people will still find a way to complain. So we're only gonna be making 1 move in free agency. I don't typically make many in the first year anyways because it's just kind of like leftovers from this real life's free agent class, but we're gonna be going for Kareem Hunt, stealing a division rival. He's probably the most confusing free agent left. Like, I don't really understand why teams aren't interested. I guess he is older, but still, he's a good player, and I feel like he's not going to be asking that much money. People forget that he was like a top 5 back with the Chiefs like 5 years ago, whenever that was. I feel like he's one of the most forgotten players, just how good he was like 5-6 years ago. But he's really not that expensive here, like 7 mil. So let's see if he signs, and it looks like he does. So that should be a big upgrade to our run game, which is the most important part of this team. So that could prove to be a really good signing. And if he doesn't work out, he was like 7 mil. It doesn't matter. So here in the draft, the Jags, weirdly enough, have the number 1 overall pick. I don't really see a world where that happens unless like Trevor Lawrence gets hurt, but I don't know. That's a really good team. I'm surprised Madden is like, yeah, they kind of suck. I don't really get that, but we have the 16th overall pick. What do we want to do here? I feel like it's almost habit for me to say that at this point. I think I know what we want to do here. I think we're looking receiver. Oh, this guy doesn't look that good. He has a really good medium route, which is different, but I don't know. The guy I like is David Blake. Is that like a fucking country singer name? I don't know. But he is insanely fast. 4.24 at the combine and his pro day. Really good 3-cone 20-yard shuttle as well. Was 3rd in the class. Solid broad jump. And overall, his attributes look really good. It's also intriguing to me that he has a deep route, ran a 4.24, and is listed as a playmaker. So that makes me think his like running ability is really good, and it does look really good with A, ball carrier vision, A to B carrying. So this guy looks really good. Now that I say that, he's gonna be like a 68 overall with normal dev. Let's take him. Fuck. There's no way this dude would have normal dev. Are you kidding me? Well, he's 5'9", 187, 22 years old, out of Oregon. I always forget to read like their player profile. I don't know why, but he has 99 speed at least. It's just no dev trait really is gonna hinder him because I don't really see him having a big season in this offense because, I mean, it's not very pass heavy, but we'll see. That kind of sucks. With this next pick, I definitely do want to go with the corner. Oh, this guy looks good. There are a lot of good looking corners here. I think the best one for us might be AJ Buckhalter. I think Damian Golston looks better. Ooh, this guy also looks really good. Delroy Carr. Ooh, he looks really good. I think the best one for us though is AJ Buckhalter because he has good zone coverage. We're gonna be able to upgrade his man. That's not what I'm worried about. I just want a good corner, or a corner with good zone already, because we're gonna be getting a shit ton of man upgrades just from using slot upgrades all the time, and that could turn this guy into a really good player. So let's take him. AJ Buckhalter. He's 6 foot, 181 pounds, 22 years old, out of West Virginia. Solid combine, really good 3-cone. I like the tackling too. All right, let's take him. Hidden dev, good speed, really good excel, and change of direction. I think that was a good pick. The first one was disappointing, but that one feels good. Ooh, this guy looks crazy. Tyron Newkirk. Why did I read that as Tyron? Tyron Newkirk, pure nose tackle. We don't really need a pure nose tackle, but he does look really good. Well, I didn't really find anybody else worth taking here, and this guy just looks like the best player available straight up. He had a crazy bench press number. 42 at the combine, 44 at his pro day. Elite strength, obviously, is really good play rec and impact block, good awareness, hopefully good tackle, maybe even good power moves. I doubt it. It's probably a C, but looks like a very good run defender, very good nose tackle. Let's take him. Normal dev, unfortunately, but 96 strength. He could be a good overall. We'll see. This is kind of a weird pick because this guy's projected to go undrafted, but he looks good. J.R. Wade, 6'4", 320, 21 years old, left-handed, just like me for real, out of Buffalo. Good combine overall. I mean, his jumping wasn't good, but I mean, he's a center. It might matter if he was like a tackle. I don't, like, I'm not too worried about that. He has good power for sure, but he's not a very good pass blocker. Well, actually, I can't say that because he does have A to C pass block. It's probably going to be a C, but he has really good impact block, good awareness, obviously really good strength. I mean, this guy probably isn't going to be good, but there's a chance he is. Let's take him. Normal dev, but 89 strength, 69 speed. Nice. Could be a good overall. We'll see. All right, this might go down as one of the best drafts we have ever had. I know it's not that flashy, like 276 overalls is good, but I mean, we filled 2 massive holes on the team, pause, with 2 really good players with meh picks. Like, we didn't pick until number 16, which isn't a terrible pick, but to get a 76 overall there is really good. David Blake, obviously 99 speed, like you saw, really good spec catch too. Deep route is good, catch in traffic, very good. Where is he ranked in the class, actually? The 2 players we got. 1, 2, okay, so they're tied for the 8th best players in the class. This was a really good receiver draft too, good lord. I did see this guy too, and I thought about taking him. Low-key wish I did, but I'm definitely happy with our guy too, even though he doesn't have a dev trait. And then the corner we took, AJ Buckhalter, obviously also a 76, 69 tackle, nice, good speed and acceleration and all that, just a really good athlete, good zone coverage too. He'll probably be our nickel guy. And then Tyron Newkirk is also a 73 overall, of course no dev trait with him. The only thing about this class is we got kind of unlucky with dev traits. I don't think we got another one. No, I think Gordon Addison did have one. So we had 2 corners with a dev trait and that's it. Nobody else did have one. I did take every pick here and we did pretty well at just filling out our depth. So overall, I'm really happy with the draft, and let's see what we can do in year number 2. So here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. Quite a few changes here on offense. We're gonna have Andrew Voorhees starting instead of Kevin Zeitler. We didn't really have to make a tough decision because Kevin Zeitler just straight up retired, so we didn't have to decide whether we should re-sign him or not. He made that decision easy, although he was very good last year, so it is an unfortunate loss. Obviously no more Odell or Devin Duvernay or Nelson Aguilar or like half of our receiving core, but I feel like they were necessary losses. I feel like we can get better in the future because we let them go now. We'll see what we can get from David Blake as a rookie. It's just really unfortunate that he doesn't have a dev trait, but he looks really good. And then we also added Kareem Hunt as well. Hopefully he can be a good running back, because I mean, that's the main part of our offense. And then defensively, we had a few changes here. We added AJ Buckhalter, which I like that pick a lot. lot. He could turn into an absolute stud for us. We'll just have to see. And then I guess we're gonna start Travis Jones. He does have the star dev trait, so I guess we'll just see what happens there. I don't know if he'll be good. I don't know even if he plays well, if he can develop into anything, but we'll find out. And other than that, I think everything on defense is the same. So we're looking pretty good. I still need to rearrange the specialists, although they don't look too bad. Just need to figure out what the hell it did with the edge group. Trenton Simpson? I mean, he's a pretty good blitzer, but with that, I'll see y'all at the midseason point of year number 2. Well, at the midseason point of year number 2, we're only 3-3. There must be something wrong with one of our playbooks. Like, we'll reassess at the end of the year, but we should be better than 3-3. I mean, the Texans are 5-1 at a 79 overall. What's our overall after I spent the upgrades? 84? Hey, that was a pretty good guess. 84 overall, 84 across the board. Yeah, I don't really know what's wrong with the team. I mean, it's only been 6 games, so we definitely could rebound, but we should be better than we are. Definitely better than the Texans. But for re-signings here, Michael Pierce is the main one. I think what I'm gonna do is wait for him to regress a little bit, and then we'll re-sign him. I mean, he's not too expensive, just 15 mil, but could be even cheaper if we wait. So we'll do that. Everyone else here, though, I mean, Morgan Moses, I would think about maybe, but he's not interested. He is already 32. I mean, there isn't really anybody here that we need. Oh, also I signed Christopher Hinton. I said his name really weird. Christopher Hinton, the weird picture legend. I don't know how the hell EA managed that, but it's the least of the problems with this game. So yeah, everyone here is pretty much a backup for the most part. I mean, we have a few starters, but they're not super important starters. And then Michael Pierce we can re-sign at the end of the year. So I think we're chilling. Kind of a boring mid-season, but let's get to the end of the year and hopefully we can make the playoffs with like an actually really good team. We probably won't, but hopefully we can. Well, we are just perpetually doomed to go 9-8 apparently. Isn't that what the Ravens went in real life this last year? Hold on, let me see. No, they went 10-7. Close enough though. We might need a new offensive playbook. Lamar was pretty bad in terms of passing this year. Normally he's really good though. I don't understand this. Barely any yards, which you kind of expect, but you would hope for more than less than 3,500. 27 touchdowns, which is fair because we don't pass much, but 12 picks? That's a lot, even if we were like a pass-heavy offense, but we're not. So I don't know. Do we trade Lamar? Definitely not, but he hasn't been good, that's for sure. He has been good in the running game, but you 100% expect that. But Kareem Hunt led the team with 1,200 yards, 20 touchdowns. However, it was in 322 attempts, the third most in the league, so you would hope for more than that. I mean, Najee Harris got 4 less attempts in over 300 more yards, so Alvin Kamara, who isn't even like a running back, he's more of a receiving back, got almost 450 more yards in what, 17 less attempts? Yeah, I don't know. Kareem Hunt wasn't great. I was hoping he would be better. Lamar did reach 1,000 yards rushing though. Only 2 rushing touchdowns for him though. The yards per carry were really good though. Fuck it, let's switch positions. Move Lamar to running back, Kareem Hunt to QB. Sounds good to me. I could make the overused joke and say move him to kicker, but that wouldn't be very funny. Again, no 1,000 yard receiver, but Rashad Bateman did have 69 catches. Nice for 924 yards, 5 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, who I put as the #1 receiver, didn't do great. Really not much going on here. David Blake, only 550-ish yards, 7 touchdowns as a rookie. I am kind of tempted to switch the offensive playbook, I'm not gonna lie. Morgan Moses was our worst lineman. Tyler Linderbaum was pretty bad too. Ronnie Stanley was good. The other interior guys were solid. You gotta remember, like, these are really low for Madden numbers, but again, it's a weird offense. We don't run much, or we don't pass much. So 4 sacks for a center is actually terrible. That's more like 8 in a regular offense. Defensively, Patrick Queen led the team in tackles with 117. Roquan just 1 behind him. Tackles for loss, 16 for Pierce, 15 for Jones, 14 for Ojabo, 11 for Owe, and 11 for Madubuike. In sacks, we had next to none. 6 for Justin Madubuike in a full healthy season for everybody, obviously, led the team. Owe with only 5.5, Pierce with 4, 3.5 for Newkirk as a backup. Fuck it, let's put him in as the starter, like, damn. Roquan Smith had more sacks than David Ojabo. We're definitely going to be replacing him this year. He's been horrible. In interceptions, 4 for Marlon Humphrey and AJ Buckhalter as a rookie. Ooh, potential defensive rookie of the year? I don't know if he got enough tackles, though. He just got interceptions, and that's about it. And then 2 for Patrick Queen and Marcus Williams, and then 1 for a few players. So really disappointing years. Oh god. CJ Stroud wins MVP. That's fun. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's year 2, you know, could be really good there, but the Texans don't really have a great roster. They were like a 79 overall, and they went 12-5. That's great. I love going 9-8, like 5 overall higher than them, probably more at this point. I complain so much, I'm sorry, but also I'm not sorry. If you don't like it, then don't watch, but like, this game sucks. Offensive player of the year goes to Mr. Joshua Jacobs. Kareem Hunt at number 9, surprisingly. He was kind of ass, but I guess he had a lot of touchdowns. Joey Bosa wins defensive player of the year, the non-racist Bosa brother. Someone got really mad at me for calling Nick Bosa. All I said was Nick Bosa's a Trumpy, and someone didn't like that, but I don't know. Delvin Abbott, that's a goofy ass name, wins offensive rookie of the year. David Blake at number 8. That's honestly even higher than I thought he would be. He was pretty bad. God damn it. AJ Buckhalter is number 2 for defensive rookie of the year. Doug Fort. That's a generated name. Well, I guess it technically is, but if you can find me someone with that name in real life, I don't know what I would do. No, there definitely are a ton of people with that name, but like, I don't know. Same with Earl Smith. What's with the generic ass names, bro? Give us fun ones like AJ Buckhalter, Sidney Whiteside. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm losing it, bro. That's unfortunate as a Seahawks fan. The Chiefs beat the Seahawks 22-10 in the Super Bowl. Dude, I still haven't gotten over the pain of seeing the Seahawks lose a fucking Super Bowl by deciding to throw the ball on the 1-yard line. I still haven't gotten over that pain. I was literally like 10, but I haven't gotten over it. I don't think I ever will. Maybe that's why I came out the way I did. Trauma at a young age. That was like the first year I was a football fan too, or like the second year maybe. No, that's kind of satisfying. Michael Pierce costs 13.9 mil, and we have 13.9 mil remaining in cap afterwards. So he's exactly half of our remaining cap space. But it's 1 year, 13.9 mil, like I said. Let's see if he takes it, and he does. Is he necessary? Remains to be seen, but I mean, we might as well re-sign him, I guess. Morgan Moses, hell no. We're probably good on everybody here. Verone McKinley, I just picked him up in free agency, but he's interested. He's still only 24. Cool. Let's see what we can do with next to no money in free agency. This is gonna be fun. So I definitely wish we had money. You know what? What if I make all the contracts the year that they should be? That might free up some money. Okay, so that definitely didn't free up money. In fact, it cost us like 13 mil to do that, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it's where they should be. It's the realistic contracts. We're not going to be able to sign anybody now, but that would have been really fun to bring Marquise Brown back. He is fairly expensive though, and kind of redundant because our receiving core is kind of like all speed now. We almost need like a Tyler Boyd, Brandon Ayuk type. Or what we really need is like a Mike Evans type receiver. We don't really have a possession guy. We have 2 speed guys and then just kind of a route runner guy. I guess we have Dante Demas, or Demas. I think it's Demas. I don't know why I said Demas, but I mean, he's a backup, so I don't know. So yeah, not much we can do here. I don't know if we really could have done much anyways, but with that, let's get into the draft and see if we can make some decent upgrades to this team. I don't know if they'll help because simulation sucks whether you have a good team or not, but we'll see. So here in the draft, we once again, unsurprisingly, pick at number 16. I don't really know what to do here. Depends on if there are decent players available at positions of need, and of course, it looks like everybody I wanted is taken, so that's awesome, dude. There is an okay looking speed rusher, but we use power rushers, so not doing that. Yes, let me take a potential UDFA. A speed rusher that has A zone coverage and probably bad pass rush moves? That sounds great. I thought these were 2 deep enough positions that we would be fine not having to trade up. Maybe we should have, even though I don't typically trade up like ever. I mean, there's some like okay day 3 or like UDFA round 3 to 4 talent players, but they're both run stoppers. Neither of them are pass rushers at all. I think our best bet, you know, I don't really know what our best bet is. I think we're kind of just shit out of luck. Channing Bauer looks fun. He skipped the combine and his pro day. Another Oregon State player. Didn't we draft another Oregon State player? Are they just loaded or something? But he looks okay. I wish I knew exactly what his power move rating is. I'm guessing it's a B because he's listed as a power rusher and his run defense looks good. Gonna be a weird scheme fit. I mean, the Ravens like their hybrid outside linebackers. He's definitely not gonna be that at 6'5", 273, but we'll see. Enough talking about him. He looks good. Let's take him. He does surprisingly have hidden dev. He's a really strong player. Again, it's gonna be weird to play at outside linebacker, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm sick of seeing David Ojabo get 2 sacks. I think I could luck into 2 sacks if I played a fucking 1,000 snap. I mean, probably not, but you know what I mean. We don't need linebacker at all. In fact, that's probably our deepest position, but trade bait question mark? Ben Peterson looks really good. We don't need linebacker though. I mean, unless he has like good power moves or something, like we just don't need him. But he does look really good. Same with this corner, good lord. It's loaded at like every other position we don't need. Yeah, fuck it, let's go Ben Peterson, like best player available. He's 6'3", 238, 21, out of USF. Weird colleges, a fucking Oregon State player and then a USF player. Let's take him. Normal dev, of course, but is a crazy athlete. We basically drafted the Clemson linebacker they just took, whose name I can't remember right now because I'm stupid. Trenton Simpson. I knew it was something Simpson. That's basically who we just drafted. So I don't know what we're gonna do there. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not trading a 3 and a 4 to trade up like 15 spots. Although I guess Seattle did get like a whole ass 3rd round pick to move down like 25 spots in the 3rd round. So I don't know. All right, well this is probably a big overtrade. We're trading a 3 and a 4 to get the Chargers 3rd round pick. It's up 15 spots. I just don't want to miss out on one of these players. It's rare that I trade up in the draft, but there's a guy that I think is going to be worth it, and he's probably going to have normal dev. He's going to somehow have slow development. He's going to bring that back from the old Madden games, but Skylar Sullivan looks like a good enough player. Let's take him. Normal dev. I called it. I want to die. That's my 13th reason. It's all over. This is my last rebuild confirmed. Do I just ditch Lamar Jackson for like 3 first-round picks? Is that a strat? I'm sure Ravens fans would love that. This was a very unfortunate offseason, we'll just say that. But we had an okay draft. It's just there was nobody really at any position of need for us, even remotely. Channing Bauer was a 73 overall defensive end, goes down to a 71 at outside linebacker, which, you know, I don't know if that's worthy of a first-round pick, but it is something. At least he has a dev trait. Ben Peterson is a 73, obviously the hidden dev. He has hidden, right? No, he has normal. God, but he looks like a decent enough player. I mean, he looks fine. I don't know what we're gonna do with him though. Skylar Sullivan, let's not talk about that. Nolan Hadley is only a 66, but he has a hidden dev, so that's fun, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then I did take like every pick in this draft. James Castillo is fine. Decent value pick for the 6th round. 68 overall, not too bad. Overall, definitely not our best draft ever, but we tried. We gave it a good shot. That's what counts. All right, here is a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. Obviously a very good looking team, but it does have its problems and it isn't playing super well so far. I guess we've had a winning record both of the last years. It's just we've been 9-8 both of the last years and missed the playoff, when we should have probably been better realistically. We definitely made some solid additions this offseason though. I mean, we didn't really do anything on offense now that I look at it, but we drafted Skylar Sullivan. I guess he's going to be our starting right guard. I moved Daniel Falele to right tackle, which is maybe where he should be to begin with, because he's like 6'8". I don't know if he should be playing guard. And then defensively, we also didn't really do much here either. I am going to start Bauer at outside linebacker. I already have him starting at edge. I just don't have him at outside linebacker yet. Hopefully he can do better than 2 sacks in a year like Ojabo has been doing, but we'll see. You never know. Maybe it'll be 1 or 0. We'll find out. But with that, there just isn't much to talk about with this team, so let's get to the midseason point and hopefully we can be doing better than we have been. If not, we'll definitely have to change the playbooks. Finally, good lord, at the midseason point of year number 3, we are 6-1. I kind of feel like this is the worst team we've had so far, but I guess I'll take it. I mean, we have good players for sure, but we definitely have our holes. Like, offensive line isn't looking great. We don't really have a great receiver, and I mean, I guess we could do better at like defensive end, but I'll definitely take being good for sure. But for re-signings here, oh god, we have a lot. Okay, at least they're interested and we have a lot of money. Mark Andrews hasn't done much here, but we could change the playbook after the season. We'll see, and it's not that expensive of a contract. 5 years, 74 mil for one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Sounds good to me. He takes it. Michael Pierce is gonna regress, so we'll wait. Kyle Hamilton hasn't really developed a whole lot, but he is a good player. 5 years, 48 mil. Sounds good to me. He accepts it too. Tyler Linderbaum hasn't played super well. yeah, I think we're good for now. It will be one more offensive line position to have to worry about, but like worst case scenario, we can probably get him back in free agency. Rashad Bateman's still only 25. He's not that expensive. 3 years, 24.6 mil. He resigns. Justin Madubuike has been like our leading sack getter for 2 years. It looks like he isn't even starting this year. What the fuck? Why? How does that happen? Odafe always been fine. Like, these are just players that have been fine back here. I don't know if they're worth paying too much money. Although Owe isn't too expensive. I don't know. We'll see how he finishes out the year. Falele, I definitely want to re-sign when we can, and everyone else is just kind of backups. Ooh, never mind. Marlon Humphrey and nope, wait, what? What did I just say? Marlon Humphrey and Ronnie Stanley are back here too. I forgot I cut them and re-signed them to free up cap. So that's definitely something we have to worry about. Madubuike, I'll re-sign. As long as he takes this, you know, we can go 4 years, honestly. 4 years, 43.6 mil. He takes it, and that should leave us enough money to re-sign everybody we want to. Why is Madubuike like not starting? I mean, he's the number 2 rush defensive tackle. That was the only thing I could think of why he isn't playing. He's a starting defensive end. I don't know. He's just not getting that many snaps for some reason. Oh well, this game's confusing. Let's get to the end of the year and see how we can finish. So super quick, before I reveal how we did in year number 3, if you have not already, be sure to like and subscribe. Helps out a ton. Again, let's shoot for 130 likes, 3,150 subscribers. Be sure to subscribe and like if you have not already. I mean, you've enjoyed it a little bit, at least, if you've made it all the way here. So I would appreciate if you did that. It'll help you see more videos like this and push it to more people. And also let me know what team to do next for a shout out whenever I pick your comment. All those things help out a ton. But here's a look at the team at the end of year number 3. I need to not record these at like, I guess it's not that late. It's not even 10:30, but my brain is already fried as shit. Channing Bauer, unfortunately, only has star dev, but he is up to a 75, so it's definitely not too bad. Obviously very strong for an outside linebacker. But in year number 3, we finished 12-5, making the playoffs. So I'm definitely glad we didn't switch the playbooks, although our offense still wasn't great. I mean, we were 17th in points per game. Our defense was just really good. 4th in points per game, 2nd in pass yards per game, 1st in rush yards per game for our defense. 1st in offensive rush yards per game too. Just, we had the 31st pass yards per game, so yikes. But let's check out some of the season stats. Lamar was definitely better this year. Still not many yards, but 31 touchdowns, 10 picks, 68% completion percentage. You know, I'm surprised he had a 109.7 passer rating because that's not that good of a season, but it's his best so far. Kareem Hunt was very good. 1,500 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, 7 touchdowns. Love to see it. Almost 1,000 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns for Lamar. Receiving, still no 1,000-yard receiver. Mark Andrews had a cursed season. Rashad Bateman had almost 1,000 yards, though, with 12 touchdowns, but not much outside of him. Ooh, yep, that's what I figured would happen. Okay, we cannot have Daniel Falele at right tackle. I remember that the last time I did the Ravens, he was good at guard, and then as soon as I moved him to tackle, he was just... I mean, if this was a pass-heavy offense, that would have been like 20-plus sacks. That's abhorrent. That's the worst thing I've ever seen. Skylar Sullivan, as a rookie, allowed 0 sacks. Yet an actual good center, like Tyler Linderbaum, allowed 4. That makes a lot of sense. Ronnie Stanley was really good. On defense, Patrick Queen led the team with 103 tackles for loss, 11 for Odafe Owe, and sacks. Jesus. It's getting worse every year. 6.5 for Channing Bauer, 6 for Michael Pierce, and then 2.5 for Odafe Owe. That's great. What about our defense was good? Everybody was dog shit. 2 interceptions for AJ Buckhalter and Marcus Williams, and then 1 for a few players. Yikes. MVP goes to Mr. Joshua Allen. Desmond Ridder up there. That's awesome. Lamar at number 8. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Robert Woods. Lamar at number 8. That's ugly. Nick Bosa on the Chiefs wins Defensive Player of the Year. That's fun. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Chris Hernandez. No Ravens. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Lamar Middleton of the Colts. Channing Bauer at 3. No other Ravens. So I have no idea how we went 12-5. Our team way underperformed stats-wise. It's just, we somehow finished with a good record. So I won't complain about that. But for the first time scenario, whatever the hell it's called, gotta play it cool. And let's jump in against the Patriots. Oh, they have Justin Herbert. You know what? That makes sense. I don't know why that makes sense, but that makes sense. Oh, I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck, but we got the Jalen Ramsey meat pick. It's gone now. Am I like the first person to ever know that you can just see his fucking schmeat, or what I assume is his schmeat in the picture? Surely not, right? I can't be the only one. This shit taken forever though. Oh my god. But here we go in the wild card against the Patriots. Of course, this is a home game for us. Again, can't wait to lose. But let's simulate this out and see if we can somehow get a win. The Patriots, of course, go up early 7-0, but we do tie it in the second quarter. We drive and get a touchdown. We're up 21-7 in the second. The Patriots offense isn't doing much, but as I say that, they get a touchdown. We're up 31-21 though. They do get a field goal, but there's a lot happening. We win 34-21. My brain couldn't process that information that fast, especially at this time, but we win. It was close, but we do win. It seemed like a no defense game. That's great. Had like the best defense in the NFL and allowed 31 points. Makes sense. Happens, I guess. But we have a recap for the first of many. That's what it's called. The first time is what I did with your mother. I see how I got those mixed up. In the divisional, we're going to be taking on the Colts. Who's their QB? I wonder if Anthony Richardson worked out. Let's check. Apparently not. Yeah, I love how regression works in this game. I love that Anthony Richardson can just randomly regress. I hate how quarterbacks, like if they're a backup, they just regress for no reason. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Like, do they get rusty from just being a backup? It isn't really a thing. At least it's not like a super well documented thing. I mean, maybe, but that's so random for them to add. Like, why don't you make the shitty simulation better rather than doing stupid shit like that? Like, give us actually something useful rather than just, oh, well, fucking Joe Schmo sat for 2 years behind fucking Terry Bradshaw, and when he came back in, he played like shit. Like, alright, dude, whatever. I want to know whatever the developers are on. That wasn't English. I want to know what the developers of franchise are on, and I want some of it, because it seems potent. But here we go in the divisional against the Colts. Can't wait to get absolutely smoked by fucking Jack Esperanza, or whatever his name was. I don't know. That's probably not even close, but we go up early 7-0, now 14-0. I just need to say we're gonna get smoked, and then we at least have the lead for a while. They put up a field goal, but now our offense is dead, apparently. Can we score again? Thank you. We put up another touchdown. We're up 21-10 in the fourth quarter, 28-10. They put up a touchdown, though. We're up 28-17 still, and we do win. They still have Frank Reich. That's a skill issue. Eric Esparza. Okay, well, not exactly what I said. Close enough. I was a few letters off. In the conference championship, we're going to be taking on the Buffalo Bills, and their team doesn't look as good as it has been in past years. They still, for some reason, went 14-3, even though they have an 81 overall defense, but they do have a good offense. Massive upgrade for Jalen Armour Davis, a backup. I'm sure that'll get us the win. But let's jump in against the Bills. It's been working, so I'll say it again. Can't wait to lose. All right, here we go in the conference championship. I don't expect to win, but I guess there's a chance. And if we do, we're on to the Super Bowl, obviously. So we'll see what happens. Probably won't win, but we'll try. We do go up early 7-0, but they get a field goal. We're still up by 4. Not a whole lot of scoring going on yet, but we do put up a touchdown, but so do they. We're up 14-10 in the second quarter. We put up a field goal right before half, it looked like, and we put up a touchdown right after that, but so do they. We're up 31-17 now after putting up another touchdown. We put up another touchdown. We're up 38-17, now 38-24, and we're on to the Super Bowl. I low-key thought we would be like first round exits, but Madden simulation does seem to go off of overall more in the Super Bowl, which I'll definitely, or in the playoffs, and I'll definitely take that. What was Lamar's stat line? Ooh, that's a cursed number again. It's a sign. Lamar was 17 for 29, only 139 yards passing and a 58% completion percentage, but 4 touchdowns. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's Lamar Jackson. Here's a look at the team super quick before we get into the Super Bowl. We have Lamar almost playing up to a 99, up to a 98 right now. We do have Mark Andrews playing up to a 99. Did I say 89 for Lamar? I might have. Don't take everything I say seriously. Actually look at what's going on, because sometimes I just don't know what I'm saying because I'm stupid. It's alarming to me when I'm editing these how much I misspeak. So I don't know. I'll call players the wrong names. I'll say the wrong number. I'll just completely say the wrong words sometimes, somehow. I'm fucking stupid. But in the Super Bowl, we're going to be taking on the Carolina Panthers. 2 newer teams for sure. The Panthers are only 9-8 and an 82 62 overall. I wish I could force a win and still jump into simulation and have it work, because let's be fucking for real, dude. There's no shot we should lose this game, but out of any game, this is gonna be the one we lose for sure, and I'm gonna be so upset. We have 4 overall on them, 3 wins, like, I can't wait. But we have a Super Bowl media day. I guess it's just the beginning. 10 staff points, okay, cool. I mean, it's not technically just the beginning, but I guess it's just the beginning of our Super Bowl window. I don't know. But with that, I'm gonna record the next part in the morning, so I'm not like super quiet in the Super Bowl. And let's jump in and see if we can take down the Panthers. Here we go in the Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers. Now again, we have a much better team, much better record, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Let's simulate to the end of the game and see if we can get a win. Of course, the Panthers go up early, 14-0. We do put up a touchdown though, but they put up another touchdown. They're up 21-7. Now 24-7. We're getting smoked. We put up a touchdown, but they put up another field goal. We do get a field goal, but it is still a 10-point game at 27-17. They put up a touchdown to close it out, and we get smoked by a worse team. A much worse team, might I add. Love this game. Lamar had 64 passing yards. I wish I stayed on that longer, but good lord. All right, well, time to forget that ever happened. Let's get into the offseason and see if we can improve this team going into year number 4. But for re-signings, we might bring Michael Pierce back. I don't know. Tyler Linderbaum has been pretty bad. Odafe Owe's been bad. Ojabo's been bad. Daniel Falele was terrible last year, but I could put him back at guard. But we did have that one guy do well at guard last year, so I think we're good. Isaiah likely won't do anything, but we'll offer him 4 years, 23.2 mil. Okay, he doesn't take it anyways. Yeah, I mean, these are just a ton of backups. I'm glad I went all the way to the end. I almost forgot about these two. Ronnie Stanley, we'll try player friendly. It's 3 years, 75 mil. He takes it. That's an expensive ass contract. Good lord. And then Marlon Humphrey, we're probably gonna have to go very player friendly. You know what? We'll just offer player friendly. Are there any other big ones we need to do just in case? No. So we'll just try player friendly to start out. It's 2 years, 44.2 mil. He doesn't take it, so we're just gonna tag him 22.9 mil. I think that's almost cheaper than what that contract was, so I guess it works out. But let's see what we can do with this team in free agency. This is a fucking dookie free agent class, low-key. I feel like we've just gotten so unlucky with like positions of need, especially receiver. The one year there were actually good receivers in free agency, we were too broke, and now the best one is like an 81 overall. We do have a ton of holes. We're really lacking a number 1 receiver. We need a center and a right tackle now. We need edge. We need an interior defensive lineman. We'll probably just go and sign one. I mean, that's the one position where there are actually kind of players here. Well, these are the 2 players we're gonna go for in free agency. We really just don't have that much money. But the first one's gonna be trying to bring back Michael Pierce. We really need a defensive end. Honestly, I kind of want to get... Yeah, we'll try to Oh, he's more expensive than I thought he would be. I guess we can't re-sign Travis Jones, so never mind. He's really 6 mil per year. That's weird. I mean, in real life, sure, but eh. So we're just gonna stick with Michael Pierce. We'll see if we can bring him back. And then Nate Davis is gonna be the other one. I guess we're gonna play him at center. I think he has center experience from what I remember, so we'll try him there if we do get him. So we'll see if we can get either of these two. It looks like we get Michael Pierce. We do not get Nate Davis, because why would we? All right, well, let's see if we can maybe get Tyler Linderbaum back. We don't really... Like, I don't know if we necessarily want him because he wasn't good, but he's a good overall, so let's see if we can sign him. We don't. Okay. All right, well, here in the draft, there isn't really anybody that good. I mean, of course, we were in the Super Bowl last year, a Super Bowl we should have won if Madden simulation wasn't dog shit. So now we just have a terrible pick. I was trying to trade up, but we didn't have enough value, and I didn't want to trade next year's picks because we're not going to use those, and it would be kind of cheesy, but I guess we'll go with, like, Kenny Harrington here. There just aren't any... Well, Eric Scott actually looks pretty good. Let's go with him. He's 6'8", 334, 21 years old, out of Florida. Probably not going to be a super high overall, but does have good strength, 38 rep. Overall good attributes, bad finesse, but you expect that. Let's take him. Okay, he does have hidden depth. He'll probably be like a 72 or 3 overall, but not a bad pick, all things considered. And really, that might be the only pick worth showing, so I'll see what I can do. Alright, well, we had an okay draft. Eric Scott is a 72 overall, about what I expected. 69 pass block, nice. But I guess we'll start him at right tackle. I did sign Larry Borum, who's a 74 overall, but we could start Eric Scott over him, I guess. He's not going to develop much throughout the year, but might pass a 74. Maybe he'll get to like a 75 or 6. I don't know. I did take this Joe Alvarez guy too. I was hoping he would be better. He had A power moves, but he's eh. I'm kind of surprised he's not a higher overall, but I didn't expect him to be a higher overall than this, so I don't know. It is what it is. And then I just simulated the rest of the picks. The CPU thought we needed a backup fucking running back for some reason, and a backup quarterback. I don't know what the CPU is doing. But overall, we did what we could, and let's see what we can do in year number 4. This has been a weird rebuild. I don't think I'm gonna make the contracts realistic anymore. It kind of made things weird, but also it would have been weird anyways, so I don't know. How much would people hate me if I traded Lamar? I would trade Lamar if this was like an off, like I wasn't making this a video or something. If I was just doing this for fun for some reason, I would have traded Lamar by now. He hasn't been that good. All right, well, here we're getting a 2 and a 4 for Peterson. We don't need so many linebackers, and I want to trade these picks for something more helpful to us. We'll say that. I love how it's just all the real life rookies from this year on the trade block. That's great. Odell went back to the Giants. That's fun. All right, we absolutely need a number 1 receiver, so we're going to be trading for Michael Thomas. Still an 87 overall here. I feel like he's a very overhated player. He just doesn't stay healthy. I never really understood all the hate for him. Like, he did a ton of his damage with slants, obviously, but he could do many other things. That's like calling fucking Tyreek Hill deep threat boy or something. Like, yeah, he's good at that. He does it a lot. But in his case, it's not like an insult. I really do not understand the hate for Michael Thomas. It's not like, I rarely see it anymore, but still. Now he just gets bullied for getting injured. Like, oh yeah, his bad. His fault for choosing to be injured. People are stupid as fuck, man. But he should be a very good addition to our receiving core. Finally, we have like a good number 1 receiver. Still definitely have some holes on this team, especially edge, but yeah, what do we want to do about that? All right, well, we're not going to do any more trades. Here is a look at the team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. The cap situation definitely got a little weird, but it would have gotten weird regardless, so it is what it is. We have an okay team. It's not great, but it's okay. We're only an 85 overall, which is really surprising to me. I thought this could be a just monster team, but yeah, the cap did get very tight, which makes sense. They are paying a lot of players here. A lot of good players, I should say. But obviously, we added Michael Thomas. We added a few different offensive linemen. Couldn't find a new pass rusher, which we'll see how that goes. But it couldn't really be any worse than it's been, because we've been getting like 2.5 sacks from our second guy each year. So we'll see what James Castillo can do in his first year starting. I still need to rearrange the specialists. I obviously want Castillo starting at one of the edge positions. But with that, I think we're good to just simulate to the end of the year. So let's get there and let's see how this team can do. Well, here we are at the end of year number 4. Again, if you haven't already and you've enjoyed my complaining ass, be sure to like and subscribe. Most of the time, the rebuilds aren't this wonky. This one got like extra stupid. Of course, expect another rebuild Thursday at like 4:30ish p.m. PST. And of course, let me know what team to do next for a shout out whenever I pick your comment. But here's a look at the defense. And actually, I'm going to check out the stats first. Lamar, I mean, the interceptions were down, but the completion percentage still sucked. Only 26 touchdowns, 3,500 yards. Kareem Hunt with 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. Lamar with almost 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns. Good lord. Receiving next to nothing. Who would have guessed? Blocking, Eric Scott wasn't great, but everyone else was fine. Skylar Sullivan, all castration team, of course. No sacks allowed. Let's go. Patrick Queen led the team in tackles. Tackles for loss, couple players with over 10. In sacks, Matabuike has been good throughout the rebuild, but he's really been the only defensive lineman that's been good. He had 8 sacks, Michael Pierce with 6, James Castillo with 5, and Channing Bauer as a starting edge got 2 sacks on the season. No, No thank you. Goodbye. AJ Buckhalter led the team with 5 interceptions, 3 for Rocky Sin. MVP went to Josh Allen once again. Lamar actually at number 2. I guess he just had a ton of rushing touchdowns because his passing wasn't that good. Lamar at number 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett wins Defensive Player of the Year. Alex McKee, our backup tight end, at number 6 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And no Ravens up there for defensive. But if you couldn't tell from the tone, in your number 4, we missed the playoffs going 8-9 in a very winnable division. Every team was just around 900 with the Browns being the worst at 7-10. Where does our team overall rank in the league? I don't think we're at the top, but I definitely think we should be a playoff team. So we're in 86, the Raiders are in 87, and the Chiefs are in 88, and the Bengals are in 87, and the Vikings are tied with us at an 86. So we're tied for the 4th best team, and we missed the playoffs. Makes sense. Love this game. I would run it back one more year, but I am literally out of time. The video should be uploading as we speak, but I'm still recording it. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like and a sub. Again, I know I've said it like a million times, but it helps out a ton. But here's one last look at the defense as well. Not the greatest team in the world, but definitely better than it performed. But I hope y'all enjoyed my suffering. I know I didn't. But with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.